Mosul is a part of Nineveh. Nineveh is bigger than Mosul. The Bible says that to walk across the entirety of Nineveh, you would need 3 days.
I am Marvin Kamel Joro, it's my name, and I'm 20 years old. My family is everything in my life. Someday we heard there will a terrorist organization, it's called ISIS, they will attack our village. In that moment, I remember that we didn't believe it and we said no, everything is gonna be okay. After we go out from my village, we went to the Hague, Syria, until 2 months we lived here. We couldn't live there. In our country, we live like a refugees, you know.
Essere prete qua in questi momenti difficilissimi è una cosa molto difficile.
There is much left to do,
Ci vuole tanto, fare tanto, essere con
such as being with families
con persone che sono spiritualmente
and with the psychologically and spiritually destroyed.
Psicologicamente distrutte, no? Devi
You have to rebuild hope in their heart and in their minds. This circumstance moves you closer to God because we need more strength and grace. And it only comes from God. This circumstance makes you pray more. It moves you closer to God, to ask for strength and grace to stay with the people. Baptizing means, for me, and for them, being born again.
I am Yohanna Yousif from Qaraqosh, a Christian Syrian Catholic from Qaraqosh. I am a teacher in the University of Al-Hamdaniya and now displaced in Erbil. Now we are in Kawa. When we arrived, the people were there in the streets, in the gardens, and there is no hotels, no places to go there. I was living in Mosul before on 2006. I have a threat from Qaeda. They came and asked me to give a ransom for them as a Jyza. I told me you must pay $500,000 or we will kill you or kidnap your children. For that, I left Mosul in the morning with the help of many Muslim friends. I came here and I built a house From that time, I live in Qaraqosh with my parents.
Before Daesh invasion, 5 times Christians were spelled out for a week or two, threatening letters, kidnapping, killing, and all of this.
The events began at the beginning of June 2014, when there is many accidents and circumstances became worse in Mosul city. Until 10 June, ISIS can enter the Mosul city and they occupied everything there. On 6 August, ISIS gangs, they attacked Nineveh Plains.
The night of the 6 to 7 August, I saw the Peshmerga are fleeing. I asked the bishop what had happened. He told me there is nothing. I told him to speak with the Peshmerga if they are leaving Qaraqosh or not. 1 hour after, the bishop called me and asked me, where are you? I told him, I am in the house. He told me, all thing is finished. Leave Qaraqosh because ISIS will take over Qaraqosh. 2:30 in the morning, I have no car. I went to my neighbor, they were sleeping. I asked them that we must leave Qaraqosh to Erbil. We didn't take anything with us. I left all my documents here, only with my t-shirts.
During the first moments in which Daesh took Mosul, they passed by our cities without taking control. At the second stage, on the 6th of August, Peshmergas, or the Kurds, gave up their responsibility without informing the people. They left the area empty to Daesh without resistance. After that, everyone had to flee.
Questo cosa voleva dire? Voleva dire che c'era
What did it mean? Was there a plan to hand over Christians from Nineveh's plain to the Islamic State?
The Christian fled before ISIS came because we heard what had happened for the Yazidi.
What happened to the Yazidis was the worst that happened to any minority. They raped the women, kidnapped them, and killed them.
In June, August 2014, 125,000 Christians were forced by Daesh to leave Mosul and Nineveh Plains, and they arrived to Erbil and Duhok.
When people arrived, I was waiting in March Shmuni Church in Ankara. They arrived exhausted. It was an extremely difficult situation. And what caught the eye was that everybody on the second day, after arrival, were looking for the masses. There wasn't enough room to accommodate everyone. Ankara was small. There are few churches. They turned every square, football field, houses, and hotels and altars. Masses were said everywhere.
Almas Suleiman, Karamles.
I am Almas Suleiman. I was born in 1979. I am married and I have 6 children. Right now we are not as we were in our village. The church gives us everything. The church pays the rent. My husband finds a job from time to time. It was a terrible night for us. At 12 there was no electricity. They said Daesh would enter Karamlas. I woke my children as they were already asleep. We didn't bring anything, just our IDs, and then we fled. Everything is due to our faith. We fled due to our faith. We accept God's will. We have left everything for God.
The name of the camp is Ash-T2. I'm here a teacher for the kindergarten. We have kids about more than 100. From my childhood, it was my wish to be a teacher. Before the life of ISIS, Christians were also punished from the period of 2013 after the fall of Saddam. Jesus said that for anyone will do the right thing, that will go with the Jesus, he will be punished, he will be killed, he will be persecuted, and we will agree for whatever will happen to us for the sake of Jesus.
We decide to take anything as we can for us. Just we take the money, our money, and go out the side. We leave our house, we leave our village. It was really a bad moment for me and for everybody. We were crying at 10 p.m. when the army left his place because he couldn't ISIS. He was very dangerous and very strong. We felt that maybe for a few days and we will return to our home and everything is gonna be okay and will not happen. But the fact, it wasn't like that. I opened my suitcase. I put anything in my just one shirt, one trouser, and take my money, go outside, leave everything here. In that event, what happened to us, it wasn't easy. So many of people, they were saying, where's the God? And me, what? Sitting at home, doing nothing, and what I was asking myself what I will be in the future. When I went to the Hook, I lived there with no work, just sitting at home. I don't know what I have to do, so I decided to go to the church. Before, I didn't go to the church every day or every week. At that moment, there was many questions in my mind. So I went to the church for the first time in the Hook. I asked myself, before I go in, what I will ask to my God, and what I said to him, and how can I meet him. Shall I be angry with him, or shall I what? I prayed and asked my God. Just I said, what is going on? What happened for us? What is our fault to make that things happen to us? Why we?
We have a big problem to get to Karamlas. To get through the checkpoint, you need a letter enabling you to get through. And besides, there are usually many people.
We have 4 checkpoints, official checkpoints for Peshmerga. And after that, we have 2 other checkpoints for the Iraqi army. I'm sure they have interests in the region because before we belonged to Nineveh. And now they want to dominate all this area.
My name is Median Sulak. I have lived in Al-Qush for 2 years and 2 months. I rise from my bed at 8:50. My family and I live in Al-Qush to feel closer to our village. Seeing my village destroyed hurts. It also hurts knowing that there is little chance for it being rebuilt. This rosary was hanging from the big room's wall. Everyone, before leaving the house, prayed, and kissed it. Then we left the house. For me, being a Christian means to love, forgive, and live in peace. Those who know Christianity find it very good. Batnaya is an ancient village from the time of an Assyrian temple. I had 800 families, and there are none now. They have all taken refuge in northern Iraq and in other countries. This is St. Qaraqosh Church, the Chaldean parish in Batnaya that has been desecrated by ISIS. There was no cross when I first came here after liberation. I was the first one to arrive. ISIS's flag was still here. I removed it and placed a cross. It hurt a lot. I stayed for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I left because I didn't recognize my church. Quranic scriptures are written in the wall. They practice shooting in the sanctuary. Afterwards, little by little, I have realized this was a reality. We have to get used to it as a starting point to restart again. We feel God is close to us, even after everything that has happened to us. We fled hours before ISIS got here. God is with us. There are many Muslims that follow me, and I follow them with the catechism, with lessons from the Bible. We pray together, and many of these Muslims get to a point when they want baptism. I have baptized many of them. There are still bombs in other streets, in the city, and houses. Christians don't have the ability to choose. Every choice comes from above. If we want to free Iraq, the West, and the East from ISIS, we have to tackle the mentality issue. True Christians must trust themselves to be the light and the salt of the earth. Now our mission is clear. We have to be the light and the salt in these countries.
I remember everything. I remember how I come to our village, how I arrived to the checkpoint, how I walked around the village, and how I opened this door. I was scared. Maybe there were some bomb or thing here. I couldn't touch anything. I was asking my God to help me, to find me the way, to help me in that thing what I want. I wanted to be a good man. So I was asking my God, please help me. This is the name of my village, Duluskov. I born here. In every place I have many memories. When we left our village, I left my friends, a lot of the best friends I can see it in our life. I left them. One of them, he went to Jordan. One of them, he went to Lebanon, some of them to Turkey. At the same time, I meet many of good people. In that moment, you know, I find many people that help me, and really I thank God about that. He make me meet many people that really changed my life. The God, He didn't forget us. He know what is going on here. You don't have to say where's the God. The God is by my side here. And where did you go? The God will be your side. Sometimes when I think, why ISIS? ISIS, he destroyed us. But at the same time he said, if he wasn't one that, he will not ISIS come here. Why? Because the God, he want to different many things in my life. And it's really, that was the most beautiful things. Also, it's happened for me after the ISIS.
In Karamlas, many people work on farms or for the government. Actually, they work in all professions. Everything you need can be found here. In the morning, we went to Mass and then the children went to school. We always had something to do in the church, in the monastery, with our friends. The whole village of Karamlas is beautiful. The whole village is important to us. It is very tough and very sad when you leave your house for 2.5 years and you return to find it entirely burned. They have destroyed, burned, and sacked everything. They have done everything against us. For us, faith is the most important. We trust God. We do everything for God. As Christians, we don't have anything else to do than pray, to beg God.
When I came to my house, the house of my parents were destroyed completely by the aircraft. They put all the clothes in all the rooms, and they put my books also to burn them. Christian people, especially in Qaraqosh, all of them are cultivated. They finished their university, they are teachers, engineers, and they work in all Iraq. For us as a Christian, it is impossible to return here without security. That is the first thing. The security must be made by international protection or guarantees. This church is the biggest church in Iraq. It belongs Syrian Catholic from the Archdiocese of Mosul. All the people of Qaraqosh shared in building this church. People who can pay, others brought materials. There are some writing about Islamic State. ISIS used this place to train its fighters.
When the people from Mesopotamia decided to become Christians, they set aside a language of violence. They have always been vulnerable to dictatorships and to other governments. We have had right in front of us those who have plundered our houses, those who have burned them. What should we do?
A process of reconciliation should be really carried on. And I'm afraid that the Iraqi government do not have any vision. Life have changed since August 2014. There is no trust anymore. People will not trust their neighbors.
My name is Diana Momeka. I'm a Dominican sister of St. Catherine of Siena, originated in Iraq. I grew up from one war to another. I've never recalled that I was angry at God as much as I was questioning why God this is happening, should this happen? Being close to people on the ground and then holding all this experience to my community, to the prayer, every pain, every suffering, I receive it on the ground. I do place it on the altar during Eucharist. So you feel God kind of, tell me, I am carrying some from your shoulder. I'm not letting you carrying all that. When I go to church and see hundreds of people attending the service, some they say this is piety, this is not faith. I myself, I would say it is faith. Without their prayers, they wouldn't be able to survive. We look to the light, we don't look to the darkness. We always look for the brightness. Amazing grace.
It's my point of view, but I think it's like here, Christians are like a big family.
They could take the stones, but the faith is still inside.
Like me, I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved.